These 7 no-code AI tools will make you a millionaire if you know how to use them. So today I'll be showing you these insane hidden features in action, and I'll also be giving you some crazy ideas on how to implement these today to jumpstart your $1 million empire. Let's go. Welcome back to the lab and prepare to get your mind blown. I'm about to show you how to go from a simple text prompt to a beautiful web design UI UX, build out striking websites in just a couple of minutes, and transform a spreadsheet into a web app in the click of a button, and much more. So don't blink because you might miss out on a secret gem. Okay, so this first tool really only exists because this guy is called Jordan Singer, and he released a tweet one day in 2020, which was a couple years before this hype around AI, that completely shook the design community. You see, in this tweet, he showcased this new plugin he had created for a design tool that's called Figma. And in this video, he showed how he cloned Instagram's design with one text prompt. And this idea actually inspired a whole new generation of tools, including the one we'll talk about now, which is Galileo AI. Let's jump in and check it out. Okay, so Galileo AI allows you to upload an image or to use text to prompt and create a user interface or a user experience, which is web design. If you browse through their website, they show you a couple of examples, both on the web apps, but also on the mobile app experiences. So you can open up one of these, for example, and get a little look at it. Looks pretty striking. But let's actually use some of these features right now. Now, this tool has a subscription fee, which is $19 a month, and I'm gonna subscribe just to show you the functionalities that you can use. Okay, so now that we're in, let's check out the text to UI first. Okay, so here I'm gonna ask it to create an on-demand dog walking app. I'd like to use blue and to make it very sleek. I'm gonna keep it very simple. Let's see what it comes up with. Now, what I love here is the first thing it asks me is, what screens are you actually gonna need for this? I'm just gonna tell them I need them all. It now reads me back what it's about to generate, which I really like, and it asks me if that sounds good. So it says it's gonna create a home screen, a booking screen, and a payment screen. Yes, sounds good. Okay, now as you can see, it's generating out these different pages. Very cool, and here it's created the 3. They actually look pretty good. As you can see, it's done all the copywriting and some design as well for the first screen. What I love is it's really kept it very simple, very modern, sleek look. It really feels like it's a very professional mobile app, which I love. It's already identified that it needs a specific time. When do you need the walk to happen? How long is the walk going to be? Then you can choose a dog walker, which is amazing. And underneath, it's going to allow us to either push this into Figma, which is a design tool that allows us to then further modify the design, or simply edit from here. So here it asks whether or not it would like to modify any one of these screens, but it also says, hey, we can also just create additional screens for your app. Are you ready? I'm going to just tell it, yeah, let's do it, and see what it comes up with next. It proposes additional screens. I'm going to say yes again. Let's see how it's working in real time. Wow, in just a couple seconds, it comes up with all this stuff. It's really amazing. Look at that. Account settings. Very cool. Walker profile. Even has an availability calendar inside that. Very cool. And it's even a thank you for booking. This looks great. Now, as I said, I'll keep it to this, but we can also go in and edit any one of these if we'd like to. We can add additional specifications about what we want changed. And then we can also click on Figma, which copies it out. And then we could go and paste that in Figma. And so if you master this tool, you could actually just start selling your services as a web designer and provide Figma files to an end customer. You're welcome. You are now a web or mobile app designer. But now let's say that you didn't just want to design, you also wanted to actually build things. Well, this is what we're going to be talking about in this next tool. Okay, so this next platform is called Reloom, and let me show you how to build a $10,000 website within just a couple of minutes. If you jump into their interface here, you're going to see that you can simply create a new project. So I'm going to go up here on the right, create new project. Then on the right hand side here, it's going to tell me to describe the company in a couple sentences that I'm trying to build. So in this case, I'm going to be talking about We Are No Code, which is my company. Create a new website. We Are No Code is an online school to learn to launch software businesses with no code and AI. I'm just going to create sitemap here. Now, what a sitemap is really the outline of what the website is going to look like. So it includes the main page. As you can see, this is happening live. It also creates below the sub pages some recommendations. It says, look, you could have an About Us, courses page, a blog, contact page. So this is already really cool. If I scroll up and look a little bit further in, it's creating prompts for each one of the sections of this website. And the next thing I'm gonna show you is gonna completely blow your mind. It doesn't just give you the sitemap. And of course, I'm gonna go below here and generate a couple of these, because this one we're gonna need the courses one, about us. Maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I just create a blog. It's gonna generate the same thing. We can come in here and change the prompts that we want to. But this next feature is what really blows me away. It's basically you come up here and you can just click on this wireframe, and what it's gonna do is actually build out these pages live for you. So if you see it here, what's happening is it's starting to create these components. And it's not just like writing copy, it's also creating the full layout for each one of these pages. Now what's awesome about this as well is that you can just go into this section, click on it, and just say like, hey, what if I like wanted to replace this component? I want it to look a little different. You can select from a bunch of different components to kind of match the style that you're looking for. So you see, you could have it like this. You could select to go for a different component altogether. So I could scroll down and there's just lots of different options for different components. And of course you're gonna say, hey, this is just the wireframe. Well, I have something for you, my friend. You can actually come here to the top right of each one of these pages, and there are 3 dots. And these 3 dots allow you to either export it into Figma, which is a design tool to design this whole thing after you have the structure, or to actually bring it into Webflow. Webflow is a no-code builder. So what if I do that? I copy it, and I just bring it straight over to Webflow. It tells me, great, you need to download a style guide. I'm gonna say, got it, thanks. I'm gonna go over to a Webflow project, and I'm basically going to paste it inside this project. And boom, just like that, this has literally just created the entire website. And the fascinating thing behind this is that if you check this out, there is a bunch of code that has been auto-generated behind this. The HTML, the CSS, the JavaScript, all the assets, all in just a matter of seconds. And literally, I didn't have to write a single line of code. It's all just being created for me here. As you can see, it's fascinating. There's already animations on this page. Of course, I'm gonna have to replace all of these different things, fine tune it, and I can do that within this builder. But the entire thing has basically been built out, the copywriting as well. I'm gonna have to connect all of these buttons, but it's absolutely fascinating what you can do. So you're welcome. You're now a website developer, and you can sell those skills for a lot of money if you find the right clients for it. And by the way, if you're loving this content, subscribe to the channel. It's the only way I'll continue creating these videos for you. But now let's say that you loved a website that you saw online and you actually just want to copy it. Well, now we're going to jump into another tool that does exactly that. Okay, so this tool is called Framer, and it's also a no-code builder, meaning that you can drag and drop to build websites. But it has this one feature that I really want to point out to you because it's so cool. It's actually a Chrome extension plugin that you can download, and it'll appear at the top right up here, as you can see. And then what you can do is that you can go to a website that you really like, and you can basically copy and paste the HTML. So you can do that to migrate your own website, or you could go to an inspiration website and you could use that. So let's see who's pretty good at design. So Apple is a great example of this. I come to the website, and of course they're talking about their Vision Pro. And here what I can do is that I can go ahead and find a section that I like, for example, this section. And I can just click on that little Chrome plugin. And if I click on anything, I can just basically grab that element, but I can also click on Shift and copy multiple elements. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna click on Shift, and just copy multiple elements. Now I can come back inside my Framer canvas, and I can just basically choose to paste this here. And as you can see, it's basically just grabbed that and pasted it here inside the canvas. I know you don't want to go and rip off competitors, but what you can do with this is, for example, if you like a pricing section that someone else has that goes along with your design, you can just grab it and you can bring it straight into your project, drag, drop, copy, paste. Now you're as good a designer as the best designer that Apple has. Congratulations. You can sell your time for money. And all jokes aside, this could be a skill in and of itself that you sell. Let's say you wanted to build something like a web app. Well, this next tool is going to completely blow you away because you can basically build a web app with a simple spreadsheet because of this AI feature. The name of this tool is NoLoco and allows you to build all sorts of custom apps in minutes. It can allow you to build things like custom portals for your customers. You can also have internal tools. You can create flexible CRMs. You can basically create employee management systems, all sorts of apps. You can either connect this tool to an outside data source like Airtable or Google Sheets or Smart Suite, but you can also use their internal one called Tables. So if we jump into the interface here and I go in and I'm going to create or build an app inside this tool, In this case, I'm going to actually be using a Airtable database that I already have, and I'm about to show you something that is truly revolutionary when it comes to building software with no code. I'm gonna call a project wearenocodetools.noloco.co, which is the free domain they give us. Of course, we can connect this to our own custom domain when we launch the project. Now here, after I've connected my Airtable, I can actually select the base that I want it to use. So to showcase this feature, I'm gonna be building out a tool repository. So let me go ahead and just connect this database. And so what I have in this base is just a list of tools. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on next. And this is actually AI that's happening behind the scenes. Okay, so what is done here in a couple minutes is first it connected, then it analyzed the table that I fed it, then it imported the data, but then it also used, as you can see here, AI to customize your app. So this is basically an assistant that is auto-determining what kind of an app this is based on the table and how it's structured, and it's actually gonna create it for you. So let's see what it's done. So it's actually identified exactly what I wanted to do. It's created one card here. So now I'm just gonna do a couple tweaks so that it can actually look the way I want it to. I'll come here, I'll just adapt it into cards. It's going to do that. I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna just rename it. We're gonna call it no code tool repository. I could choose to upload a cover image. So this is something I quickly whip together. Then I'm gonna go a little bit further down here, call this tools so that it saves as the URL path. Then I'm gonna go on options. I'm gonna come below and I'm gonna simply select that I want it to create a filter fields. So I want us to be able to actually do a little search here. I'm gonna do by category. So now here, it simply has the different categories. So if I'm looking for a web app builder, I can click on this. Boom, it's automatically just gonna identify the web app builders. But one thing I noticed is there's a couple too many things on each one of these cards. So if I go up here into fields, I can simply select what I actually want it to say. So I'm gonna take out things like favorite, whether we have an affiliate program for it or not. I'm going to just leave URL, category, image, and name. And actually, I'm also going to add the description here. Boom, add the description. I'm gonna pull this up, image, description. Then here, I want the image to be a little bit larger. So I'm gonna create Excel image. Perfect, so we can get a good view of what this looks like. And just like that, I've actually just created a full repository in just a couple of seconds, as you can see live on this. One last thing I would want to do is to come here and change new table. So it's not new table. Here I actually wanted to make it a field where if someone wants to add a tool, one of my colleagues wants to add a tool to this list, I could simply have them add it here. So basically I'm going to come here, I'm going to make this add, and that's what the button is now going to say. As you can see, add tool, and if they click on add tool, they can actually come in here and name the tool, add a description, add an image to that tool, a category, and all the other options that I have inside the fields. Just like that, we've built out a repository. We can now connect it to a custom domain, and the app is being built in just a couple of seconds. And so with this, you could simply help companies transform their Excel spreadsheets into apps within a couple of hours. You are welcome, my friends. Please send me the 10% commission you owe me now. Now, one thing I hope this is doing is that it's showcasing really the power of combining no-code tools with AI features. But what if you're not that interested in designing or building software at all, and you just want to literally replace some of the tasks that you do over and over and over? Well, we have an AI feature for that too, and it's a part of this automation tool I'm about to show you now. This is Zapier. Now, Zapier, as you can see here, is a tool that allows you to automate things. So what that means is that you can have a trigger, and that trigger, it creates an action. So basically, if you think of the logic, if this happens, then I want that to happen. So for example, if someone fills out a form, I want that form information, their contact, their name, their last name, to go inside of my CRM and automatically create a new customer or lead. We actually use this a lot at We Are No Code. So for example, every time someone will give us their email address to sign up for the newsletter, we then can add that to our email marketing software. And that could also trigger an email sequence that sends them emails every couple of days. Or for example, when someone joins our accelerator program, what we do is that we have a private video support channel. So what we do there is that we'll automatically, once we identify there was a payment in the payment processor, it's going to trigger an email that's going to send them all the instructions on getting set up. It's going to send them an automatic message inside of Slack. It's going to create a channel from scratch, and all that without having to do all the manual work. But this AI feature is actually very, very helpful in getting this thing off the ground a lot quicker. So let me quickly show you this. So if you come to your members area here, you're going to be able to see that it asks you, what would you like to automate? And it actually has an AI feature that is going to automatically create a first version of this Zap or automation based on a single description. So, for example, when someone fills out my Airtable form, I want to send the contact information to my Brevo account, Brevo being the email marketing tool. As we see here, we're using the magic of AI. You see, it's connected Airtable, new record comes in, and then add or update contact inside Brevo. And then I can just click on try it, and it's gonna show me the actual Zap it's created for me. And once I'm in here, I simply have to attach my Airtable, attach the right base, right? So like the spreadsheet that I want it to read once the actual form filled out enters it. And then I'm gonna wanna connect my Brevo account, and where do I wanna add the contact? It's gonna ask me like if I wanna add it to a list, right? So I'm probably gonna have a very specific list for this. And the last one would just be to go and publish it. And so that's pretty much it. With a text prompt, you can create an automation from scratch, and you would be able to use this to then become a consultant who sells his time as an automation specialist. Now, I'm not talking about these make money online automation AI agencies. I'm talking about the real thing. You contact a company, you help them create automations for their businesses, and then you charge them on a project basis or per hour. And just with one feature, you've now become an AI professional leveraging no code and AI. Now let's say that you wanted to build an app or a web app from scratch with AI alone. That's what I'm going to be talking about in these next two tools. Now, before we jump into these tools, I just want to let you know that these are the early days of building leveraging only AI. For the next 3 years, I would say that no code plus AI are really going to be dominating the space. AI will build things really quickly, but you then anyway have to go in there and adapt things to your tastes, to your specific startup, to what you're trying to create, etc., etc. Nevertheless, this tool is called Softer. Let's jump in. Now, Softer is a drag and drop web app builder, but here they've released a first version of their prompt-based web app builder, and I'm going to show you how this works. Essentially, you can choose between these different types. So a client portal, internal tool, a directory, membership platform. These are the kind of platforms that now this is quite well suited for. However, you could type anything into this and it's going to give a best shot at creating this app for you. So let's create a membership platform. So here, for example, I'm going to create a membership hub for local businesses to share resources and run joint promotions. We're simply going to click on preview app. Then it's going to bring us to a screen where we can select how we want it to look. So I'm going to say modern. I'm going to choose this blue. And then we're going to go ahead and generate app. And just like that, it's generated some of the visual design and also some of the structure of the database itself. So let's see it in action. So here's what it's generated. It's already given it a name, Market Sync. It's also written copy, join forces for success, unite with local businesses, boost resources, and amplify promotions. And then if you go a little bit further down, you're going to see the local businesses that are part of this platform. You can even do a search. So let's say that Sunshine Bakery is one that you want to collaborate with. You could click on this. It's going to open up the information. Now, of course, I haven't even created this app. So for the moment, it's not connected to any kind of data, which is what we're going to want to feed it next. Let me close this. I'm going to come up here. We're going to sign in. It's going to bring me to the sign in page. So it's created a sign in page, forgot password page. And what I can do here is essentially, if I click on customize app, it's going to bring me in to customize it further. And now we're inside the project itself. As you can see, we can check out the different pages that there are. There's joint promotion. There's a couple different ones based on people being signed in or not. So we have a forgot password. We have a form page that probably adds to the list of businesses, or it's going to add to the promotions. We have a home page. We have all these different pages, including the user profile page. If I click on this, you're going to be able to check this out, what this actually looks like. So this is usually going to be, exactly, updating the information, name, email, and then to change password. And it's actually created all of this. But of course, I can just jump in, and if I wanted to, for example, change things on that home page, I can go to home. I can click on the block I want to adapt, like this one, the hero section. Join forces for success. Let's just say instead of for success, join forces for marketing promotions. Whatever, you get it. You could basically adapt any of this stuff. And as you can see, pretty simple app, but you can then preview it if you'd like to and showcase it to different people. You can grab the shareable link up here. And this is something that is in the early stages, but again, it's pretty impressive what you can do with just one text prompt of a business idea. But if you think this is impressive, this, my friends, is a platform called Buzzy. And the promise here is to get from idea to app or website with only a prompt. So if we come to their website here, we're going to see that we can either enter your own prompt or we can use an example prompt. So why don't we use an example prompt? Because obviously it'll probably give us some better results. And let's see the depth at which they go. Create a recipe review app that allows users to read recipes and leave reviews on the recipes. Excellent. You see here, they've actually added some more text with more detail. So it seems like the more specific you are, the better. Let's continue here. And what it's doing now is actually creating an app for us. It says that it's going to send us that app via email once we have it done. It sent me an email, and then when I clicked on it, it opened up this screen, and it's telling me that it's going to take about 6 minutes. And that the elapsed time is 17. So since we have a couple seconds here, it seems like it's a perfect time for you to subscribe to the channel. Right now, take 1 second, go below, click on subscribe, and you're gonna get a ton of value over the next couple of weeks for completely free. And now it's notified me my app is ready. Let's see. Boom, here is my app, my friends. We have a beautiful picture. It does not show any recipes. It shows a kitchen, which is fine. It shows recipes right below. It seems like at the bottom here we have the home and there are the recipes. So if I click on recipes, it's created a page. Yeah, there you go. And we can choose to add a new one too if we wanted to add recipes to this. So let's just click on add new. Let's see what that would look like. Okay, it's simply add a picture, a title, and a recipe, the ingredients, instructions, difficulty level. Cool, okay. And if we submit this, it's simply going to add it to the app. Then if we click on one of these, we're gonna be able to feature or check out one of these entries. So this is why it's asking you to put in the pictures and the level as well. So yeah, as you can see, and this is usually gonna work quite well both on desktop, but also on mobile. We can go here, it even has a review. So I could put 5 stars. This was the best lasagna I've ever eaten. Excellent. And I'm gonna go ahead and click submit that. Thank you. It even has a success button. Okay, so it's really quite cool to see that it's created a first version of this app and I'm able to just check it out like this. If I go in the top left here, I'm also gonna see the different ones they have. So there's also a profile. So I can go in here and adapt the information about myself. Very simple here. I have one user already, Sophia, it seems like. And I also have an admin panel so I can manage users. So let's say that I don't like Sophia. I could potentially come here and delete this user. Obviously it's not perfect, but I think that this is already a really solid first version of an app. And of course you can come here and check out what it would look like on mobile as well. So this would be the mobile experience. And here it's created a review from Christian. The recipe was good, but it was too spicy. What do you mean? I love spicy food. Anyway, you got the point. Thanks for watching, everyone. Now, all of the AI no-code features I've shown you here are incredibly powerful. But if you don't have an idea, there's really nothing you can take action on. So definitely make sure to check out this video because I'm gonna be giving you some SaaS ideas that you can implement as a non-technical entrepreneur. Let's go.